screen back to the window there. Okay, this is the window share. Okay, okay, now I'm recording, right? So this is the function. This is the relationship between x and y. I put in one value of x, I get one value of y. This one is fine. Then I put in another value of x, I should get another value of y. The problem arises here because the second value of x that I put in is not a very nice number. So I cannot use calculator. So I don't know what is the value of y. This is the value of y. I don't know. So I start by finding delta x and find delta y. After finding delta x, delta y, I know this value of y2 is actually the y1 plus delta y. So I've used the y1 here. Then I add to the delta y that I found. That is my y2. This is called approximation. Approximation is to find the approximate value of y2. To find the approximate value of y2. Okay, right. So I proceed. So the first step is to find dy dx. Is to find dy dx. Okay. After finding dy dx, I code this formula: delta y over delta x approximately dy dx. Now from this relationship, I can find the value of y. Delta y, I mean. So this is substitute the dy dx inside. Substitute the delta x inside. Is already prepared here. I've already prepared here, and I substitute inside here. Already prepared here, substitute inside here. This is my kuali long kuali. So I already book up kuali. Then all this ramuan, sayuran, I put inside the kuali. Then I stir and goreng, then you get the answer. Okay, so it's like masak sayur saja mah, very easy. Wait, some of you don't even know how to goreng telur. Masak sayur is a big task for you. Okay, so this ramuan I put inside the formula here. Then after that, I find that what is delta y. So delta y, I move this over. Delta y is this. After finding this delta y, you use your calculator. I just tell you what to do. You use your calculator, then I give you the video, then you just pause and copy down the answer. So now we come back to the actual step. y2 is equals to y1 plus delta y. So if Sharifah, you cannot understand, you please ask, I will repeat. But my delta y is a negative value, you know. So I put in negative value also, you know. This negative value I put in here. When I plus delta y, I plus a negative value. So this is y1, this is delta y. The answer will be y2. Now, after obtaining this value here, you don't just leave it as y2. People cannot understand. So you have write down, 5 over 4.01 cubed is 0.7754. Okay, so there are many steps I've listed down here. Probably this Wei-Ling come in late cannot understand. So Wei-Ling got any question or not? Let me see. So far, anyone question? You just type or you ask using your mic. Yu Ying always no question. Very good. Then never mind. I have to cater for other girls. Maybe other girls they have questions. So do ask if you have questions. Other girls like Farah Hanis. Farah Hanis, where is Afra? What's her name? Afra, is it? Your good friend.
Azra.
Azra. Okay. Other girls, I just want to see other girls got question or not. Because Yu Ying, no question. Shamimi got question or not? I think Ayn always ask very intelligent question. Now, Ayn, you just post one question to me, either using your mic or the chat. Now, if not, then I explain one more time. Maybe you don't know what to ask yet. Huh? I explain one more time. Here. Right. This small change. This question is about small change. Small change, they ask you what is the change in value, the increase or decrease in value. Now, this question number 9 is not the question of small change. It's the question of approximation, estimate the value. So if they ask you to estimate, then you cannot give delta y. You have to give the value of y2. How to get y2? y1 plus delta y will give you y2. Cannot use calculator, you know. Cannot use calculator. You have to use differentiation. Okay. Now I start with question number 2 again. Identify the variables, right? Identify the variables. What is R1, what is R2, and what is delta R. Write down the relationship. Relationship is the formula that relate these two variables, R and A. So this is the relationship. Differentiate the relationship. Okay. Simpan first. Okay. Like I cook potong-potong bawang, simpan. Potong-potong sayur, simpan. Okay. Right. So these two ready, simpan. Ready, simpan. Then this is my quali. Right. This is the formula for this topic. Delta A, delta R, approximately dA dr. So after I book up quali, all this RAM1, you put inside the quali here. You see which one put where and so on. So as a result, you can actually find out what is the delta A. Delta A is the small change in A. That's why this type of problem is called small change. So after you have found the small change, you see whether it's positive or negative. If positive, then you say increase. If delta A is negative, then you say decrease. By how much? You don't write this one, miss out 1 mark, you know. You just leave the answer like this, miss out 1 mark, because you didn't tell increase or decrease. Okay, now the second type of problem, again, you are asked to find a value like this. Oh, this one very susah, right? You have to compare with the formula given. By comparing with the formula given, then you know, oh, x is 4.01. Now this 4.01 cannot be the x2 because of the decimal there. So the 4.01 is the x2, right? Cannot be the x1. So the x1 is a whole number very near to this x2. So the whole number near to x2 is 4. Put in 4, you can find y1, right? Identify the x1, substitute into the formula, find the y1. Okay. So the next part of the problem is, oh, if I have x1 and y1, there must be x2 and y2. And you have to find out this value of y2. I cannot use the calculator. So you have to go through the delta y. Find the delta y, then add the delta y to this y1, x1, then you will get y1, sorry. You add the delta y to the y1, you will get the y2. That is estimate. That is an estimation. That is an approximation. And this is the problem. So can you see the difference between these two types of problems? You have any question now? You tengok-tengok sudah tahu apa yang kamu tak tahu. Then you ask. Okay, got one girl ask. No question, Megan. No. Shamimi also said no. Very good. No question. Very, very clear. My explanation is very clear. Okay, right. Okay, so this is how you use the y2 equals to y1 plus delta y. But delta y is a negative number, so you add to a negative number and that is your answer. Okay, next problem. Okay, next problem. So we have this question, who asked? Kevin asked. So 6, 7, and 8. Now 6, 7, and 8, they are all small change. They didn't ask you to find the y, the value of y. They just ask you to find delta y, delta a, delta r. Okay, so they are all a small change. Oh, we have here another question, which is the approximation. Approximation is here. This is the ask you to find the y2. That is 9b. 9b is the same as 9a, but there's a slight difference. Right? There's a slight difference. So don't want to explain this 9b yet. I explain number 6 first. Then we compare again with the 9b and see what is the difference between small change and approximation. Okay. Okay. So we start by reading the question number 6. The radius of a cylinder is fixed at 4 cm. So the radius is fixed. So it's not a variable. So you don't go and differentiate this radius. Okay. If the height of the cylinder decreases by 0.2, so now the height can increase and decrease. So the variable here is the height, it's not the radius. So be very careful. Find the approximate decrease in the volume of the cylinder. Okay. So now, how many quantities are involved there? The quantities involved, they are volume, radius, and the height. Radius is a fixed number, so you have only the volume and the height. These two, they are variables. So when you differentiate the volume with respect to the height, not with respect to the radius. Okay, so first part, identify the variables. Okay, the variables, they are volume V, height H. Volume equals to pi r square H, but the R is fixed. R is fixed. So you don't differentiate the R. How much is the R? They say 4 cm. So I substitute 4 into this equation here, become 16. So finally, the volume equals to 16 pi H. I don't want to continue blah, blah, blah like that. Then you have no time to think, I stop a short while, let you think about it. First step, identify the variables. Second step, you substitute the values inside. You also differentiate the relationship between the variables. Okay. So I check here and see any question. Here the chat here said no question. No question. Let me check who are the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, why you so late? This girl. Who is this girl? The girl came in. Ilya, is it? Ilya, why you so late? Her name didn't appear here yet. Cannot hear you, I. Talk louder. Cannot hear, I. You put your mouth nearer to the mic. You put your mouth nearer to the mic. I cannot hear. Muru Ain. Cannot. You are not talking to me. Okay, not talking to me. Who is the girl that just came in? Don't know. Okay, never mind. No question. Then we go back here. So we have to identify the variables, then write down the relationship. Okay, fine. Okay, next part, differentiate. Okay. Oh, we still here they tell us the height of the cylinder decreases by 0.2. So height is h. The decrease is delta h. Decrease is negative. Decrease is negative. Just now increase, that's why I put positive 0.01, 0.02. But now decrease, you have to put a negative in front. You remember here? If delta x is positive, x increases. If delta x is negative, then x decreases. So coming back here, that's why we put negative here. Okay, after finding the delta h, you have to differentiate the relationship. You don't differentiate with respect to r because r is fixed. So you differentiate with respect to h. The differentiate with respect to h is 16 pi. So now it's time to buka kuali. What is the name of my kuali? Anyone? The name of the kuali? Yeah. Then after buka kuali, then you throw everything inside, all the ingredients inside, then you goreng, then get answer. What is the kuali? Anyone? Because I'm not looking at you, so I give you some time to think. Kuali, what is the kuali? Delta V over delta H. Delta V over delta H equals to dV over dH. This is my kuali. Okay. Then after buka kuali, all this ramuan here, throw inside the kuali. Delta H negative 0.2. dV dH 16 pi. So everything throw inside, goreng, then come out. Delta V is negative 3.2 pi. Can I leave the answer like this? I told you cannot really, right? Why? Because you have to interpret the result. Like that, you just tell people negative 3.2 pi. Cannot. Okay, so you have to interpret the result. The result is the volume decreases. Why decreases? Because of the negative here. Decreases by 3.2 pi centimeter cube. So this is another example of small change. The small change in H, what is the small change in V? Small change in R, what is the small change in A? So that is what we have to find. And to find the small change, you have to use this formula. The formula for this topic. Delta V or delta H equals to dV dH. Or delta Y or delta X equal to dV dy dx. Okay? Right, so this is it. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
No. Other girls? If one more no, then I will carry on. Sharifah said no. Okay. Ngui Ling also said no. So we carry on. Sure, you all sure understand. Okay. So now this is the delta y, delta x, the small change. Now we come back and look at the not small change, but approximation. Now this is the same question as 9a just now, the same relationship, y equals to 5 over x cubed. This one, same relationship, but they substitute different values now. Instead of asking you to find the approximate value of this 5 over 4.01 cube, they ask you to find 5 over 3.98 cube. So this 3.98 is what? X1 lah, X2 lah, Y1 lah, Y2 lah. What is this 3.98?
X2.
X2. Why is not 1? Because it has decimal place. So it cannot be X1. It has to be X2, right? So can you think of a number near to this 3.98, which we are going to call it X1? What is the number?
4.
The number near to this 3.98. You use 3 lah, 4 lah, or 5? Which number? 4. Because 4 is the nearest. The 4 is only difference of 0.2. So we choose X1 to be 4. Okay. Now X1 equal to 4, then you have to find what is the Y1. They're very important. You have to find the Y1. Then, of course, the x2 is 3.98. And what is the y2? Don't know. But you don't use the calculator to find. Don't use the calculator. Okay? Right. So knowing these pairs, these two pairs of values, x1, y1, x2, y2. So now we want to know what is delta x and delta y. Delta x, oh, you have to use x2 minus x1. No? x2 minus x1 is a positive number or negative number? 3.98 minus 4. So it's actually a negative number. So it's negative 0.02. And that is my delta x. So you see, this delta x not necessarily positive. Sometimes it can be positive, sometimes it can be negative. As you can see in this example also. It's negative. Decrease is negative. Here, they don't tell you decrease or increase, but you have to know, you have to use x2 minus x1, not x1 minus x2. If you use x1 minus x2, your answer, you won't get negative already. Okay, so now you know what is the value of x, delta x, and you have to find delta y. Okay, so to do that, you have to differentiate. You have to differentiate. Differentiate dy over dx. We found dy dx. Earlier on also we have found dy dx. So you know delta x, you know dy dx. The formula is this one. Delta y over delta x equals to dy over dx. So delta y, delta x is negative 0.2, 0.02. dy dx, found here already, dy dx, negative 15 over 256. So you move this over, you can find the delta y. Now, this dy dx is a negative number. Delta x also a negative number. So when you bring over negative times negative, you have a positive number. Your delta y is a positive number. So delta y positive number, you want to find y2. Our aim is to find y2. So y2 is what? y2 is y1 plus delta y. So y1, yeah, y1, delta y, add together, this is my y2. So again, don't leave the answer like this. Nobody knows what is y2 because y2 is something that you introduce to the question, right? So what they want is actually this 5 over 3.98. So the approximate value of 5 over 3.98 cubed is this 0.793. 0.0793. Okay, so you compare, you see, every time when I show you examples, I show you two, side by side, so that you can compare and you understand what is the difference between these two types of questions. So I paused here. I ask you to give me some feedback. Yes, 4, correct. So any feedback, any question you want to ask, don't understand why you use 4, and so on, then you ask, I will answer. If no, then you type no there, then I continue. If you don't type, then I wait here. Wait here and see. Okay, Karen said no. If I see one more no, then I will go on. Can I see one more no? Oh, so many no already. Okay, so you understand, very good. Then I carry on. Okay, now we look at still delta y, delta x, no longer the approximation type. The more popular one is the small change. Now, this small change question, they usually come out in the exam, but if they come out this type, estimate and so on, then it will be quite difficult. Right? I think some girls, they can answer because they understand already, so they can answer this type of question. If you feel difficult, then you just concentrate on this type. When this type come out, you just write down delta y, delta y, delta y, and get some marks there. Okay, right. The next question, right? The next question is, the side of a cube is 6 centimeter. You see, they're talking about side and cube, so you can identify the variables involved. Okay, side of a cube is 6 centimeter. If each side of the cube decreases by 0.05, find the approximate decrease in the total surface area of the cube. Now you see they find the approximate decrease. Did they find the approximate value of surface area, or they ask you approximate decrease? They ask you approximate decrease, not the approximate surface area. If approximate area, what type of question is this? If approximate decrease, what type of question is this? Can you tell me? Jawab, type there. Wei Ling, number is 7, answer is negative 10.8. You are referring to which question? Answer number 7 is negative 10.8. What are they talking about? Answer for number 7 is, right, number 7 is this one, 3.6. 3.6. Okay, I'm going to show you how is 3.6, Wei Ling. Okay, here, right. Now, first of all, approximate decrease is delta. It's a small change. Okay, if they ask approximate decrease, approximate increase is the small change problem. If they say approximate surface area, then it will be approximation type. Okay, don't look at the word approximate straight away. Oh, this is approximate. No. Approximate of what? Approximate of decrease means they want delta only. If they want approximate surface area, then they actually want the y2. They want the y2, right? This is not y2. They want delta y only. Understand, right? So now I identify what are the variables involved, the side of the cube and the surface area of the cube. So let the side of the cube be x, let the surface area be a. Okay, surface area, no, not volume. Then they say the value of x is 6 and the delta x is negative 0.5. How I know? It's given in the question. The side is 6, x equals 6. The side decreased by 0.5, so it's negative. Delta x is negative 0.05. So these are the things that once you read the question, you translate into symbol. And actually, you are preparing the ingredients. Potong-potong bawang, potong-potong, then tutuk. How to get the mortar and the pestle, how to grind. You grind the bawang, you grind the rempah-rempah before you can masak the curry. Grind. But now got the instant pack, you just pour inside, masak. Okay, never mind. After I show you the masakan. Okay, so whatever they tell me, I record down here. Get ready, substitute into the formula. This, right? What is it? Now is the relationship between the side and the area. This area is 6x squared. Cube, one side is x squared. You have 6 sides, 6 surfaces, so you have 6x squared. And you cannot leave it like this. You have to differentiate because this is a topic on differentiation. So differentiate, dA dx is 12x. What is the next step? Buka kuali. What is my kuali? What is my kuali?
Delta A over delta X.
Correct. Delta A or delta X. Okay. Delta A or delta X, correct. So this is my kuali. So I put delta A or delta X is approximately the A or the X. So after that, you don't have to use approximate lah. You just equal also now mind lah. So substitute the delta X equals to negative 0.05. The A dx equal to 12x. And what is the value of X you should put in? 6 lah, 6. So calculate is negative 3.6. So negative 3.6 means what? Area decreases by 3.6 centimeters square. The area decreases by 3. You have to write this statement, 1 mark. Don't write this one, you just leave answer like this. People don't know what is decreased, like the answer they gave us also 3.6. But they didn't write down decrease or increase because the question asks you for decrease already. The question said decrease, so you just write 3.6. It's still acceptable, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now the next question. Okay, next question. The height of a closed cylinder is 4 times the base radius. Find the approximate increase in its base radius if the total surface area increases from 40 to 42 pi. Now, again, in this type of question, you have to identify the variables involved. The variables involved, they are the height, radius, and surface area of the cylinder. So you have to find the relationship between these few variables, differentiate the relationship, then buka kuali, right? Kuali. Then everything that you know, throw inside, answer come out. Okay, right. So first of all, identify the variables. So the variables, they are radius, height, and total surface area. Okay. First relationship, h equals to 4r, because they say the height is 4 times the radius, the radius of the base. So h equals to 4r. What the surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi rh. Okay. Now the h you replace with 4r, because they say h is 4r. You replace with 4r. Now if you don't replace with 4r, cannot do, because you cannot differentiate the a with respect to r. Okay? There are two variables there, r and h, two variables. Which one to differentiate? Differentiate r or differentiate h? Right? So you have to replace the h with r, so that your final answer involves only r. So if it involves only r, you can differentiate with respect to r. If there's a h there, you cannot differentiate with respect to r, because h is also a variable. So now I substitute the h with 4r, and I simplify, it becomes 10r squared. So 10r squared, what is the a dr? 20 pi r squared. Okay, so I repeat the steps. Identify the variables, find the relationship, then differentiate the relationship. Okay, generally it's like that. Okay, then what are the values you just put in? Okay, now this one you keep first lah. Then we look at the question. 40 pi and 42 pi. This is the increase in area. This is the A1, this is the A2. Where is the R1, R2? You know? Now is the balik. They give you the A, they ask you to find the R. One more time. Now the question asks you, the question tell you, not ask you. The question tell you the surface area increased from 40 pi to 42 pi. Now, if they increase from 40 pi to 42 pi, that means they're telling you a lot of things. A1 40 pi, A2 42 pi, delta A is how many pi? 2 pi. 42 minus 40 to pi. Okay, right. Now, before that, I have to find what is the R1 first. R2 no need to find. I only need to find delta R, right? So I have to find R1 first. Okay. So they tell me A1 is 40 pi. Using the formula here, the area is 10 pi R. So area 10 pi R is 40 pi. One more time, huh? They tell me the area is 40 pi, but I know the formula for area is 40 pi R square, 10 pi R square. So 10 pi R square equals to 40 pi. From here, I can find what is R1. Okay, R1 cancel away the 10, cancel away the pi. R1 square is 4, R1 is 2. Okay, R1 is 2. Keep this R1 because we are going to make use of it. Then again, delta A is A1, A2 minus A1 pi. So now all the ramuan, all the rempah-rempah, all the bawang, all the sayur, all already potong ready. Kuali. I'm sure you know what is the kuali by now. The kuali is this. Delta A or delta R equals to the A dr. So this is the kuali. Throw all the ramuan inside. Okay. Throw the ingredients inside. Delta A, I replace with 2 pi. Delta R, we want to find. The A over the R, what is it? 20 pi R. 20 pi R. But this R here, use R1 or R2? R1. So you put here, the R, you put 2 here. 2 here. So delta R is 2 pi over 20 pi R. The R, you put 2 inside. So you get delta R equals to 1 over 20. And the radius increases by 1 over 20 because it's a positive value. So I write down radius increases by 1 over 20 centimeter. Okay, so more or less, you know how to approach this type of problem. This small change and this approximation. You know how to approach it. So you can, can. So I wait a short while, then I show you the answer for the other part. Oh, question, okay. Sharifa, answer is 2, correct? R is 2. Betul? R1 is 2, correct? Okay. Any more question after going through the whole question with you? Any more question? No. If I see another no, then I move on. Give you time to think.
No, sir.
No, okay, no. So I've shown you all the questions except this one. So I stop here a short while so that you can actually capture the answers here. When I give you the link, normally the Google Classroom got give you the link or not? Or I need to give you the link to this video. Anyone? Anyone? The Google Classroom got give you the link or not?
So not the heading got that link,
Not that link. Not that link. The link for the video. The link is for the classroom only, for the live. The classroom heading is for the live. But I have recorded all this. So the live one, I've recorded it and put it inside YouTube. But if the Google Classroom has a copy, they already make a copy and they send to your email. So you open, if there is, then I don't have to. I don't have to give you the video. If don't have, then I give you. Okay, now?
Don't have,
Okay.
sir. I
Don't
think
have,
I
Okay, I give you the. Okay, so now this is 3, 4, 5, number 1. The answers to the other questions. Okay, so I wait here a short while so that they can. When it comes to the video, you can see these answers. Hmm. Now you look at this one here, percentage change in y, percentage change. You see the formula is slightly different. Delta y over y1, delta x over x1. Where this type of question come from? This type of question come from here. This one, assignment 2. Assignment 2, you look at question number 79 and number 80. 79 and 80. They are talking about percentage. Now these two questions, they are very difficult. I don't know if you don't know how to do that, I show you lah. Then the answers are here. I know this is assignment 2. I have not worked out the answers yet. So I will post the answer in the Google Classroom when I work it out, right? So these two questions, 79 and 80, 79 and 80 make use of these two formula. Okay, make use of these two formula. Okay, so you can try assignment 2, right? Don't know, you can ask me. You post the question number on the wall. Once I see the question number, I will respond. And this one already recorded. This one also recorded. If it's too fast, you just pause it and then copy the answer. So next lesson will be rate of change, right? Rate of change. So after rate of change, then you tell me what you want to learn, then I teach. Okay. Last one will be rate of change. So with this, we can end the lesson now. Stop sharing. And we come back to here. Yes. Okay, Wei Ling. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. I have to stop recording. Okay, thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
So